Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Worcester Township Board of Supervisors reorganization meeting for January 5th, 2026. Would you please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My name is Rick DiLello. I'm the chairman of the board. To my left is Lou Betts, who is our vice chair. To my right is Christine Steer, who is our new and third member to the board. Welcome to our reorganization meeting. First and foremost, does anybody have any informational items for the board tonight?
Mr. Chairman, this has been recorded for future broadcast.
Thank you, Dan. First item up is public comment. We do ask that you limit your public comment to 5 minutes. Does anybody have any public comment for the board this evening? Okay, seeing none, then we'll move on. So for anybody who has not been to a reorganization meeting, it's run a little bit differently than our normal business meeting. It's a lot of appointments and reappointments and discussions about setting the agenda for the year. Some of the things will move very quickly. Some might take a little longer due to deliberation. My first reorganization meeting went 5 hours. My best went 17 minutes. I'm going to hope for 17 minutes, but we'll see how it plays itself out. So, some of this stuff is procedural. If anybody has questions, there's opportunities to ask that along the way. So first order of business is that we need to pick a temporary chair. Does anybody wish to make a motion regarding the appointment of a temporary chair?
I move for Lou Betts to be chair, temporary chair.
I'll second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment regarding the motion on the floor? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So,
Want to change chairs?
how that works.
I've been here before. I'm going to give a stab at it. Books are the same, right?
Books should be identical.
So B,
Just make sure you're into the mic. That's all.
that's right. So we need a motion to appoint a temporary secretary.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Dan Domino as the temporary secretary.
I second that.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Dan is temporary secretary. Motion to appoint a chair of the Board of Supervisors.
I move for Lou Betts to be chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
You can second.
I'll second it.
So now you're going to say,
All in favor?
nope, you're going to ask for public comment.
Have any public comment on chair of the supervisors? Seeing none?
You say, I'll call the question, and then we vote. So it's been moved and seconded.
Moved in second. We have a motion on the floor.
There's a motion on the floor. There's no public comment. So you say, all those in
All
favor?
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to appoint a vice chair for the Board of Supervisors. I'll make a motion for Christine Steer for vice chair.
I second that.
Any public comment on this vice chair? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to appoint to our, now we're going to do through our official appointments. And we all have a copy and a motion to appoint official positions, which is Township Manager, Dan Domino, Assistant Township Manager, Kristen Jones, Finance Director, Nicole. I'm going to have fun with this one, Quagliaro. Public Works, Robert the Hustler. Secretary, Dan Domino. Deputy Secretary, Christian Jones. Treasurer, Nicole. Deputy Treasurer, Dan. Right to Know Officers, Dan. Deputy Right to Know Officer, Christian Jones. Pension Plan Administrator, Dan Domino. Zoning Officer, Dan Domino. Deputy Zoning Officer, Christian Jones. Deputy Zoning Officer, we have CKS, and they are our contractor for engineering. They come in as, I guess, our Deputy Zoning Officer. Code Enforcement Officer, Dan. Code Enforcement, a second Code Enforcement Officer is Christian. Our Fire Marshal is Barry Issett. Emergency Management Coordinator, John Kelly. Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator is Dan. Building Code Official is Barry Issett. PSAT's Convention Delegate, Rick. PSAT's Convention Delegate, Lou Betts, myself. PSAT Convention Delegate, Christine Steer. PSAT's Convention Voting Delegate. I believe that should be the chair. I would change that to myself, Lou Betts, if that's okay. Need a motion for that one, or is that?
Well, that's a question. Do we need, Dan, can we just edit that on the fly?
Is that okay?
Is that okay to edit that on the fly? If we're going to take, we're going to do it as a group thing, but if we want to make the chair as the voting delegate, or how do we want to do that?
Well, I guess what I would suggest is that if you have a motion, you're making a motion right now for, it looks like A through
W.
W. So you could make that motion and then pause if there's a change with regard to the next.
Sure, we can take it as a slice out. So I'll make a motion to approve, the official appointments for item A through W, which is starting with the township manager and working its way down to the PSAT's convention delegate, Christine Steer.
So do we have a second? A through W.
I'll second that.
I say it's been moved and seconded. Is there
Moved
any
and seconded. Is there
any
any public comment on A through W? Seeing none,
I'll call the question.
motion.
You say, I'll call the question.
I'll call the question.
And we all say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
All right, so PSAT Convention Voting Delegate, need a motion to change it?
Yes, we'd like to make a motion
change it
to
to-
change that from Rick DeLello to Lou Betts as the chair. So I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment?
Moved in second. Is there any public comment?
Seeing
Seeing
none.
none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Delegate, Montgomery County Tax Collection Committee is Dan Domino. Alternate delegate, Montgomery County Tax Collection Committee, Christian Jones. And we have alternates. Alternate delegate, Montgomery County Tax Collector Collection Committee is Nicole Quagliaro, and Deputy Tax Collector Lori Augustine. So we do through Y through BB. So I have a motion on the floor for that one.
So I'll make a motion that we approve item Y, starting with the delegate Montgomery County Tax Collector Committee, down to BB, which is the Deputy Tax Collector Lori Augustine.
And I'll second that.
There's a second. Any public comment on those motions? Saying none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Getting there? Professional service appointments. Motion to appoint township service providers as township engineer is CKS, township traffic engineer is Bowman, township environmental engineer is Earth Engineering, township open space consultant, Natural Lands Trust, township solicitor, Brandt Associates. So we would do that one separately. So is there a second, or is there a motion for A through E under professional services?
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve item A through E as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
You're saying no, so
Well, you can make the second if
I
you want to make
can.
the second.
I have my challenges. I've asked for RFPs back in October, and that didn't happen. So,
Well, two members of the board didn't want to do RFPs
Correct.
at the time.
correct. So if there's no second, it's going to fail, and then we're going to have to expedite RFPs out and moving forward. Is that correct?
So what we can do is we can appoint the person under, if you would like to have an RFP, and if it sounds like Christine is not willing to make a second, that she obviously has some thoughts on that as well. And we certainly can have an RFP process for the solicitor, but I would still recommend that we reappoint the existing solicitor so that we have a solicitor through that process. And I certainly, look, I think the solicitor has done a good job. I mean, I certainly respect if board of three, that's, you know, I certainly,
We could do a motion to approve professional services. Again, everybody's at will, so it's a temporary basis. I guess we have to run our township, so we need services.
Well, I certainly don't want to leave the township exposed in any way. Like, I agree that we should have professional services appointed this evening. My issue is that I'm being asked to vote on professionals that another board had an opportunity to vet. I've had no opportunity. I've never seen a resume or a CV or anything like that. And that's not to say that our professionals aren't up for the job at all. It's just I would like an opportunity to make sure that the people that we are appointing, I have some kind of opportunity to vet. So I'm happy to reappoint all these folks with the understanding that we'll be sending out RFPs so that we can have our professionals apply and other folks out there that might be interested in serving the township.
so I guess I'll say a couple things if I can. I mean, that's fine. I mean, ultimately, the folks that we appoint, and even in appointing our manager and any of those individuals, they all serve as at-will individuals, and I think you're always vetting them from day one to whenever their last day might be under any circumstances. So certainly, I think that's absolutely fine. We went through a very extensive process a couple of years ago on the engineering side. We went through that with an environmental engineer last year as well. I think that an RFP process is fine. I think that those who are the current consultants in any of those scenarios have, I'd want every one of them to continue to, you know, compete for that work as well. I mean, I think if you have an opportunity to see, you know, what the rate schedules are, what the services are, what the, you know, sort of how they work with the staff, I think that's a huge element of it as well. Of course you should do that. I don't see any issue with that. So it sounds like we're saying, Lou, are you in sync with that, relatively speaking?
Just to keep the township on a professional level, I'm going to second the motion, noting that we're going to expedite RFPs, and Christine needs to be involved in the hiring and appointing process with resumes. So in that case, yes, I'll have to second that.
Okay, so then you can say it's been moved.
Moved and seconded. Is there any public comment on the floor? Seeing none, motion to approve.
Aye.
Aye.
Dan, do you have enough information in terms of what we were asking and seeing there?
Yes, I'll make sure I have something put together for you guys for the end of the week. And we can get them out by end of the week if that works for everybody.
You're good. All right, so we go to G, volunteer appointments and standing positions. A motion to appoint volunteers for various standing positions. All right, vacancy board chair, it's a one-year term to be determined. So there was a number of names submitted. Is there any motion to approve anybody that was on that list?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Bert Hines as the vacancy board chair. I know that Jim Wallach served in that term, and I certainly would be fine with reappointing Jim, but my sense is that there wouldn't be a second for that. But I think that Bert would be somebody that would, I mean, well, first off, for folks that don't understand, the vacancy chair is a role that if you come to a scenario where there is a vacancy on this particular board, the two remaining supervisors have 30 days with which to agree on a replacement for that supervisor. If they, for some reason, can't agree on that, then the person who has been appointed the vacancy chair serves as the tie-breaking vote. I can say that in the history of Worcester, it's never been used, but that would be the scenario where it would be used. And this year, we actually had 4 people that expressed interest in it, which is an indoor record, but
It is.
in terms of that. But that's, so at any rate, I would nominate Bert Hines to that role.
Christine, how do you feel on this?
I can second that.
You going to second that?
Yeah.
So Bert Hines has been moved and seconded. Any public comment on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. A zoning hearing board member, 3-year term. Is there any motion to approve a voluntary appointment for a zoning board? There's one name on the list that I'm aware of. I think there was more than one submitted. There's only one on this list.
Right, so Caesar is the current holder of that particular position. I would certainly, I could make a motion to reappoint Caesar to another term.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any public comment? Caesar Gambone? I'll make a motion, or you made the motion on, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Caesar is our planning commission member. 4-year term. There's been a number of people that have been on that submitted. Is there any motion to approve a planning commission member?
So I do, but I actually have a thought on this. So Michelle is the current, she served on the Planning Commission for a couple of terms. She does want to continue to serve. However, I know that we had some other individuals that expressed as well. So I was thinking, or what we could consider doing, I'd like to reappoint Michelle, but I think we could also consider adding an alternate Planning Commission member. Bill McGrain was somebody who Bill's come to our meetings for more years than I care to count and has been an active participant. We could consider Bill as an alternate Planning Commission member as well and give a little bench to the Planning Commission, but also reappoint Michelle. I guess that would be my thought. I don't know if anybody feels strongly one way or the other on any of the candidates.
Christine, any thoughts?
I think that's a good idea.
Which member?
As proposed by Rick, I think, adding the alternative member, and then we can get Bill involved as well.
So you're making a motion, Bill McGrain?
So I'm making a motion to reappoint Michelle Greenwald, and then there would be a second. So it gets handled mechanically a little differently. We'd have to do that in our first official board meeting in January because you have to do it by resolution, if I remember correctly, Wendy, and we would then have the opportunity to appoint Bill as an alternate member in our January, I don't know, I think it's the 17th. I don't know if I have the right date, Dan, but.
I'd like to appoint Bill
21st.
McGrain. Do you have any thoughts on Bill McGrain?
Well, I'm happy to appoint him as an alternate member, as that's how I presented him. So I certainly would appoint him in that
You have
regard.
Michelle, I'm saying Bill McGrain. I guess.
Oh, you're saying something.
I'm saying Bill McGrain, and he's saying Michelle Greenwald for
And Michelle is the alternate? Is that what you're proposing?
planning commission member. It's a member, it's not an alternate, it's a member. Member of the board, planning board. So you're picking Michelle or Bill, that's how it's going
Oh,
down.
that's right. Okay, I understand.
So, I don't know, did you make a second already on the other?
I'm waiting for Christine to give me a response.
As proposed by, I'm fine with how Rick proposed it.
Oh,
So Michelle, seconding Michelle, and then having Bill be the alternate, but we'd have to do it at our
okay,
next.
so it's been moved. Michelle Greenwald will be our planning commission member. Any public comment on the floor? All in favor?
Aye.
Michelle is our planning.
And then, Dan, if you can take care of making sure we get all the resolution information for Bill for the January 17th meeting so we can appoint him.
Will do.
Holiday and meeting schedules. A motion to set the holiday meeting schedules as President's Day of February 17, Memorial Day, May 26, Independence Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, September 1 of 25. That should be 26. You got all 25 dates in here, Dan. 25 is over. Let's restart this. President's Day, February 17 of 26.
You want to redo 25?
Listen, no, I don't. No.
I don't either.
That's my fault. I didn't swap out the update for that. I apologize.
You got some 25s and some 26 days. Anyway, let's go again. President Day, which I assume is still February 17 of 26. Memorial Day, May is 26 to 26. Independence Day, 4th of July, obviously, of 26. Labor Day is September 1 of 26. Thanksgiving Day is November 27 of 26. Thanksgiving Day is November 28 of 26. Christmas Day, Christmas Eve December 24, obviously, of 26, Christmas Day, December 25th of 26, New Year's Eve of December 21 of 26, and then again, New Year's Day would be January 1 of 27, Dan, not 26. You got to figure this out, you know what I mean?
I apologize, I didn't swap it out in your.
I'm just saying, Dan.
I did want to add that we did advertise it as, to add Martin Luther King Day as well on January 19th of 2026.
Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. So there's a motion to approve this holiday and meeting schedule.
Is it?
Dan, can we correct the dates, please?
I will do that. My apologies.
A motion to approve the,
So the other thing is, this is our meeting schedule as well, right, for our meeting and those meetings, Dan? Is that, so I can clarify?
yeah, we're not having our, is this where you want to put in our, which
wanna
means the
make-
meeting, all meetings start at 6:30 regardless. It's not on here, but I wanted to institute, all meetings start at 6:30. If there's a work session, it starts at 6:30. It would lead into our business meeting minutes, a business meeting. Can we add that, Dan, or?
We can add it. I have it on your internal. It's not generally something that we vote on, if I recall correctly, we don't vote on
Just
the,
informationally up.
more informational.
Informational?
Yeah, it's not something that you guys generally make a motion on, so that's why it's on your internal
We don't
materials.
need to make a motion to do that.
All right, so
We just want to let.
we're going to make a motion for the holiday meeting.
And meeting schedule.
Dan's going to correct a couple of
Okay.
dates here.
I'm happy to make a motion to approve the holiday and meeting schedules with ensuring that we have corrected dates updated relative to the holidays and meetings.
Is there a second?
I second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment on that? Seeing none. Motion? I'll
Approve.
approve. All
Aye.
in favor, say aye. I'm sorry.
Aye.
Been a long day for me.
That's all right.
Other establishments, a motion set to Township Depositories Treasurer and Assistant Treasurer bond in the amounts, vehicle reimbursement rate, and the newspaper of record is, I assume the Times Herald, it's not written here, but Resolution 2026-01, authorize certain activities conducted.
Hold on. You're getting ahead of
You want
yourself.
to motion that one first?
Yeah, we got to take care of the other establishments first under I. So Dan, can you first just tell us
It's not.
what the,
Depositories Treasurer and Assistant Treasurer bond,
just confirm who the
and the reimbursement rate.
reimbursement rate and the newspaper of record. If we don't have the actual rate but where we get the reimbursement rate, just so we have that on the public record, those items. So what are we using as the newspaper of record?
It's the Times Herald.
Okay, and then the vehicle and reimbursement rate, do we take that from the federal
It's just
government?
the IRS approved rate.
IRS
for this
annual
year.
one? Okay. So I'm happy to make a motion that we, to set the township depositories, the treasurer and assistant treasurer bond amount, the vehicle reimbursement rate, and the newspaper of record.
Which is the Times Herald. Is there a second?
I second that.
So moved in second. Any public comment on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now we're on resolution 26.
Now we'll do our resolutions one at a time, correct?
That is correct.
Resolution 2026-01 is a resolution authorizing certain activities conducted by the Worcester Township Volunteer Fire Department. Do we need to announce their events, like their chicken dinner and their other events?
So Dan, does the packet for the audience list out, does it have the
They
resolution?
have the resolutions, yes, sir.
Okay, so folks, I think you all have it in your packets if you want to look at it, but there's several activities the fire department does every year, and we do it as a single motion in this meeting, so they don't need to come back to us each time for sort of the repeatable events each year.
So is there a motion to approve the resolution 2026-01 for the fire department, certain activities?
I'll make a motion that we approve Resolution 2026-01, which will be a resolution authorizing certain activities conducted by the Worcester Township Volunteer Fire Department.
Is there a second?
I second that.
There's been a motion, a move and a second. Is there any public comment on the fire department? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2026-02, a resolution to establish a fee schedule.
So Dan, if you could just comment quickly, I don't think we're changing anything.
We are not. It is the same as our current fee schedule.
So I'm happy to make a motion for Resolution 2026-02, a resolution to establish a fee schedule, which will be maintaining all the fees from the previous year.
I'll second that.
There's been a motion and a second. Is there any public comment on the fee schedule? Mr. Andorn.
Bob Andorn, Worcester. So I could be looking at the wrong thing, but if I look at the fee schedule, there is a difference between 2025 and 2026. So it would not indicate that it is the exact same fee schedule. So if it is in fact the same, then I'm happy to have you proceed. If it is in fact different, I would like to know what all of those changes are.
So you're identifying the fee schedules are different.
Sorry?
You're stating that the fee schedules are different.
I could be looking at the wrong thing, but if it's listed as the fee schedule, what is proposed in the package for 2026 is in fact different from 2025.
Dan, do you have a
Is it-
follow-up, please?
I mean, I can certainly go back and double check. We did not change any of the prices. We did alter slightly the seasonal park rental terms, but the fees will ultimately be the same.
So just, I mean, this is the fee schedule, correct?
Correct.
And so, in particular, the rental rates for fields has been altered. I didn't do the calculation, but it's hundreds, if not thousands of percent higher than what we're currently charging. So as long as you're adopting a fee schedule that's consistent with 2025, I'm fine with that. If you're adopting what's listed for 2026, which is, I printed off,
Can we amend this fee schedule, or do we have to pass this tonight?
If you don't do anything with it tonight, it just stays at 25. So it's not necessarily,
So let's,
Do you want to table it?
my recommendation would be that you don't do anything with it.
let's table this
ever,
and
other than reduce it. But if you're going to try to increase it, I would like the opportunity to reach out to a couple people so that they could come and express their concerns with the increased fee schedule.
so we're going to table the fee schedule, reevaluate that. Table. All right, Resolution 2026-03, resolution to appoint the township auditor. Is there a motion, and who is our auditor that we're appointing?
B. Bergville.
B. Bergdahl, that should be listed, B. Bergdahl. We didn't change that. All right, so there's a motion,
Hang on, I'll make it.
verify.
I'll get to the right spot. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. B. Bergville and Company. So I will make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-03, which is a resolution to appoint the township auditor, who is B. Bergville and Company.
I second that.
There's been a motion and a second. Any public comment on B. Bergdahl as our township auditor? Seeing none, all approve? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 2026-04, a resolution to authorize the destruction of certain public records in accordance with the Act 428 of 1968 Municipal Records Manual. Dan, do you just want to touch on that and identify what we're destroying from 1968?
sure, that's, so we follow the state's suggestions on destruction of outdated and unnecessary records. It's a pretty standard list. We use the same list every year. We just bump the date up a further year. So we're in compliance with all the retention standards while not necessarily having a bunch of paper we don't actually need anymore.
This is standard operating for all townships, I'm assuming.
Correct.
All right, there's a motion for,
Yep, I'm happy to make a motion. We do this every year. It does two things. It sort of gets rid of the unnecessary paper, and it also preserves and ensures we preserve everything that should be preserved in accordance with kind of the state guidelines on that. So I will make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-04, which is a resolution to authorize the destruction of certain public records in accordance with the Act 428 of 1968, which is more commonly known as the Municipal Records Act.
I second that.
Been a motion and a second. Any public comment on municipal records? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes on that. Resolution 2026-05, a resolution to establish emergency service response areas. Now, we've been through this, and there's a number of,
Yep, so we have a service area. Dan, you want to tell it, nothing's changed in the service area from last year to this year?
Correct, nothing's changed.
nothing changed.
We have 4 different EMS providers that cover the township. Again, we discussed it a lot through 2025 in terms of that, so I'm happy to make a motion, 2026-05, to establish the emergency services response area as presented.
I second that.
Been moved in second. Any public comment? Emergency services? Bill McGrain.
Bill McCrane, Worcester. This references maps, I'm assuming? That
Yes.
Were not supplied tonight? Do you have these maps in front of you?
I don't specifically have it in front of me. It's,
Dan, do you have a, something?
Has anyone ever gone on to the Lansdale Medical, who's listed as one of our providers, website, and look through the list of municipalities that they service? Worcester is not on that list, but yet they keep appearing on our maps, which are online. So you're saying it's the same maps. Lansdale says they don't service us. So I just would like to, maybe somebody could check into that.
And they actively run calls in the township, that I can tell you.
Dan, follow
They
up?
actively run calls in the township. It may just be a,
Dan, could you provide a map and put it on the website or identify the bill at least as soon as possible?
absolutely.
All right, there's been a motion. Did you make a motion?
I did make a motion.
Make a motion, is there a second? Yes, there's been a second for the establishment of emergency services. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Other business? Any other business? Either board member?
I do not have any other business before the board tonight.
We do. We were going to make a motion for the 6:30 meeting.
We're going to share, yes, so
We were
the
going to,
meeting schedule for the Board of Supervisors this year, our meeting is going to start at 6:30 as opposed to 7 PM to get synced up with the other meetings, some of the other,
all meetings will start at 6:30.
all meetings. So on months when there will be a work session, that will start at 6:30, and then we'll go into the business meeting thereafter. On months when we do not have a work session, the business meeting will simply start at 6:30. That's correct, board members? Am I saying that accurately for everybody?
I'm thinking that's a great idea. Is there a second for that?
We don't need a motion or a second, we just need to communicate.
Establish it, all right?
We set the meeting schedule, we don't need to,
We don't need to make a motion, okay? So that's just been
that's correct.
identified. All right.
I'm fine with doing that. I would just say that we let, as the public communicates with us on many issues, if it creates any issues, we'll address it.
We can always modify it.
That is correct.
We'll do that. So, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.